Hi, welcome to That's a Dude in a Dress podcast. I'm Jose, also known as Jose Juan. It's been a couple of weeks, but I've been a little off. I know I haven't posted in like 2 weeks, but the reality is I've been a little off, and I think we just need to talk about it. I need to share it with you guys. I say it on my live, but a lot of people don't see it. Is my birthday just happened on July 1st. And I'm not here to get gifts or anything like that. I'm just on my birthday, I was having a situation where, and I think this is what made it a little difficult, is that day I was already having a bad day because two of my best friends called me. I have only three that I rely on. And two of them called me, right, to tell me happy birthday. I get it. Thank you. And then that's it. The third one posted it online, but didn't even call me, didn't text me, didn't do anything. And I was already feeling hurt. And I thought maybe they were surprising me. I thought I was going to get a dinner, something. But nobody communicated anything. And the later that it got, the more upset and hurt I was getting. So I went to go work out in the afternoon to try to distract my mind. When I was done, I was still realizing they're not doing anything. Because these people normally have to, like, all three of them usually have to have an idea of what's going on. I didn't plan anything because I thought at least I'm available. The only thing I did have planned, because I was having such a bad day and I wanted to distract my mind, was I was invited to my aunt's party, and my cousins all had it there. Allegedly, I'm going to keep saying allegedly because I don't want this it's all hearsay from my perspective, right? And so I went to the party and I was minding my business and I was hanging out with close cousins of mine. I got to see all the other cousins and I had a really good time. I mean, an amazing time. And I said hi to a cousin that I haven't spoken to. I see at the clubs excuse me, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. That I see at the clubs, and I realized I'm going to respectfully say hi. So I did. The following day, because I had at the end of the night, I was having my day felt so much better because I was, from being hurt with my best friends who couldn't even get me a piece of cake. This is the reality of what happened, is they couldn't even celebrate anything with them. Was I angry with them? Absolutely. Did I let them know that? Absolutely. Has one of them even had a discussion with me about it? Nope. She would rather avoid the discussion than understand where my pain is coming from. Mind you, it hurts my heart. And I say that, and I've said that to them. You broke my heart. You hurt me in a way that I wasn't expecting to be hurt. My birthday comes only once a year. I wasn't expecting a dinner. I wasn't expecting extravagant gifts. I wasn't even expecting any of that. All I wanted was a simple way to show me that I'm present in your life by simply saying, here's a small piece of cake. And it hurt. It really did hurt. I was in tears. I was angry, crying, because I didn't know how to communicate that with them. I didn't know what to say to them that would get it through their skull. Two of them are extremely stubborn. And I get it. You choose to deal with your life a specific way, and I understand it. I'm an emotional person. I need to talk my things through. I need to know that my feelings are valid, even if I just need to let it out. Once I let it out, I'm done. I've released it. I don't carry that burden. But have I let it out with all three of them? Absolutely not. Have they given me that space? Not all three. One immediately was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I fucked up. I know what I did was wrong. I fucked up. I take ownership. I'm so sorry. She couldn't make it up because I already had plans at 7 p.m. to go with my cousin. So the other two, one of them apologized, and normally she doesn't apologize for things. So it caught me off guard. So I was like, okay. The other one hurt me really bad because we live in the same space and she can't even come to me to discuss it. She sees me. She can't even have the time or the energy to say, you know what, we need to talk about this. Not that. And this is the thing that hurts me really bad, is that don't publicize our friendship and then in our quiet and in our privacy, you don't even acknowledge it. I didn't get a text from her. I didn't get a call from her. And so I was confused. All three of my best friends, I say it like this because it hurt my heart. I was upset then. I'm not upset now, but I was hurt that they couldn't even call me to be present. Two of them called me, but they didn't even show up. Show me that you even care. I even told them show up with a coffee. Starbucks out. You know I like Starbucks. Get me a Starbucks coffee. Bring me a pan dulce. Bring me a donut. Bring me something to acknowledge a piece of cake so I can celebrate it with you. Needless to say, I was hurt that day. I didn't want anything to do with it. I was having a better night that night. And I happened to have, my night was changing. It was so much better. So I hang out with my cousins and I'm laughing and laughing. My energy is completely changing. Well, the following day I get a message and it talks about allegedly that the cousin that I spoke to, that we don't speak to in person at the bars, posted online and asked my cousins, who invited that trash? No one invited him. The reality is his sister invited me, and that's why I went. And that's what exactly happened. That the reason I felt comfortable to go was because two or three people invited me. Finally, I can actually go to these parties because I work the weekends. Normally I can't. I happen to be off for my birthday so I can celebrate with my best friends. But that was the idea. I got it off because I wanted to spend it with them. And waking up to a message like that, being called trash, allegedly, from my cousin, who I haven't really seen in a long time. I understand. I don't mean shit to you. But this is what gets me. Is that when we were younger, I'm saying younger, maybe 6, 7 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that. It was something a few years. I was dating a guy. I get a message, allegedly, from that same cousin. And he says, hey, primo, starts off a stupid ass conversation like that. Hey, primo, I don't want to start anything. Bitch, you already know you are. Because I don't get messages from you. So I don't even get hello, how are you, anything, nothing. So I get a message, hey, I'm dating so-and-so. I get a message that he's dating the guy I'm laying next to when I get this message. And I was like, are you serious? And he said, yeah. I said, are you sure? Because I'm spending most of my day with him. Where would he have the time to do it? I have no idea. I said, but are you sure? The one thing this guy, my cousin, didn't have the audacity to do is sit down and talk it through. You would rather be a coward and not come up to me and not discuss it and at least see my perspective of it. I talked to the guy and I asked him, are you talking? Because immediately as soon as we stopped texting, I said, hey, we need to talk. Are you talking to my cousin? He's all, who? I said, my cousin is so-and-so. And he's all, no, we're just friends. And I said, does he think you're dating him? He said, no. I said, have you guys gone on dates or anything like that to give him the impression that you're dating? He said, no. I said, well, I'm confused. Why is my cousin sending me a message that he's dating you when I said, you need to clean this up. That's my blood. Well, not blood, but that's my cousin. It's a longer story and the way we got to explain it. But to me, he's my cousin. And he says, no, we're not dating. And I said, look, it's not the idea. I'm not asking you anymore. The reality is he thinks he's in a relationship with you. And now he assumes I'm the other party. I'm no one's other party. I'm dating you thinking it's just you and I. And he said, it is. And I said, well, then you need to clean this up quick. Because I don't want him thinking that I'm somehow in this entanglement and that I chose to. No, I'm not in this. I'm a one jealous bitch. I don't fuck like that. Well, he ends up telling me, no, I already talked to him. He knows that we're just friends. So we leave it like that. My cousin and I was like, hey, Primo, he's telling me I've been dating him for this long. No, but I know the idea of this entire conversation is it still ate me up. We still dated for a few more weeks, but it was eating me up. And I said, I really think we need to talk. Did you really talk to my cousin? He said, yes, I did. I said, I don't think you did. It bothered me so bad that it got me really upset. And it got me so mad to the point that I was having an argument with him often. Well, we stopped talking. Move on years later. Mind you, in between those years, because we're at the bar, I see my cousin and I tell him, allegedly, I go up to him and I tell him, I said, hey, can we talk? Because we need to clear this up. And he doesn't. He acts like I'm not even there. And I tell him, do you want to talk about this or not? Because I know it's bothering me, so it's definitely got to bother you. He doesn't. I go up to him twice at the bars, 2 separate times. But he doesn't want to talk about it. I don't have time to try to babysit your feelings. I'm trying to come up to you man to man and tell you, hey, if I fucked up, I fucked up. But let me tell you, this is what happened. Let me tell you my perspective. So then if you decide that I'm trash, so be it. And then you can tell me, no, I still think you're trash. Then I could tell you, fuck you. I tried to explain it to you. You know what? I'm no longer, don't think of me as family. Don't think of me as whatever. I will fuck you off out of my life as fast as I think. I'm not one of those that's going to have somebody toxic or you're going to verbally abuse me and tell me, oh, you're trash. No, ma'am. Maybe in my 20s you could have called me that, but I'm not in my 20s. And neither is he. The idea of what's going on is that this entire couple of weeks I've been really off because people don't understand that I'm an emotional being. I get to make you laugh on my other platforms and tell you exactly what's going on, or at least give you a perspective of life in a funny way. But what's not funny is walking all over me. What's not funny is not even having the small decency to acknowledge my birthday. I don't ask for a lot. I don't. There have been birthdays where I asked my best friend, one of them, because 2 of them I would never want a gift from them. Even though I play with them and do it, I never want a gift from them because it comes with the obligation. You have to get me a gift. I got you this. I'm throwing this in your face. That's the type of relationship that it is. So it's chaotic. So I don't ever want anything from them. I don't ever expect anything in the sense of gifts. The acknowledgement of showing up with this piece of cake or something to say I love you is different. Because $2, $3, $5, you've spent more on bullshit. And I think that's where my heart hurts. One of my best friends, she was busy. But did I let it slide? Absolutely not. I told her, I get it. You're moving. You're doing all this good stuff. You have a lot You have a lot going on. But you mean to tell me you didn't have an hour out of your day to come and say, hey, I got you a piece of cake. Hey, I bought you a slice of cake. Hey, something. You can't just call me and feel like like you did your due diligence. Like I was a chore to you. Like, check, I did it, done, move. Okay, now I've got to go finish this, got to go finish. No, I'm not a to-do list. And that's what, for two of them, it felt like a to-do list. For one of them, that's fine. Don't acknowledge my birthday. Don't do that. Don't do any of it. Fine. But understand that it hurt me. It hurt me that you couldn't even have and we're in the same space. You couldn't, and you work in a place where you can easily just grab something and say, I'm done. My friendships, I love them, but I have always let them know, and I've told them numerous times, I love you, but I am not going to put you first. I'm hurt. Do I love them? Yes. Do I think they messed up? Absolutely. I think they messed up. Will they all admit it? Probably not. Do I love them enough to say, you hurt me and let's talk? Yes. Let's talk. Two of them said, let's talk. I fucked up. My life isn't to like hurt them because they hurt me. No. I want them to know that they hurt me, so at least we acknowledging this. We know that this is what's going on. And this is and I can't release it. My heart doesn't want to release it because this is people that I love and I adore. But am I getting the same respect back? No. And whatever excuse they have, I will listen to. Is it going to still bother me? Absolutely. This is the idea of it all, is we can decide to say, look, we have different opinions. I have one best friend that I do not at all see her perspective in life. At all. Her political views are nothing like mine. The way she sees certain people are nothing like mine. Absolutely nothing like mine. But I love her unconditionally to tell her, I love you enough to still see past this. So what? We don't politically understand each other. Who cares? So who cares we don't see certain views? It's okay. I love you still. But to not even, I think this is what hurts me the most. I have family members, actual blood, who can't even call. And whatever excuse, whatever reasoning, they don't call. And I completely understand. Years ago, the dynamic changed and I wasn't close to my family. I wasn't in their equation anymore. I wasn't invited to parties whenever it was, even though they're last minute. Holidays, not invited. I get it. I'm no longer in your equation to say, I'm going to invite you. They treat me like when my mom used to, when I was younger, my mom told me, I never had to call you because I always knew you were okay. And I think this is the mentality that my best friends think. He's busy. He has followers now. So he's busy. He's doing a lot of stuff. People are, I'm sure, inviting him to places. But the reality is I'm not expecting those people to invite me and take me somewhere. I'm not expecting those people that I haven't spent all my waking morning. Sometimes we used to wake up morning, day and night. We share our secrets. It's not those people, because I love my followers, but they're not my best friends. My best friends are those three women. Those three women know that my relationship is distant with my family. For the majority of the time, my family really calls me when they need something. It's the usual time that hey brother, how are you? Oh, by the way, can you help? That's when I get that. My best friends, not them. They know that my relationship with them is pure and honest. And I thought I could share this space and say, I'm hurt. You hurt me. And feel safe enough to turn around and say, let's talk. It's not, it's not because I want to be vulnerable. It's because I should be vulnerable. It's because I should feel like if I'm ready to fall, you should be able to catch me. Even if the mistake lies with you. Those three best friends, one of them immediately, I take ownership, I did it, blah, blah, blah. And she hears me out. And I was angry with her. I was angry. I let them equally have the exact same anger. Should I have reacted differently? Absolutely. But I screamed at them. I was mad. That's how mad I was. But one of my best friends gives me the space to feel and say what my heart feels at the moment. I told her, you broke my heart. And now I see you as equal as my family members. Meaning, I won't ever expect you to call me, do any of that. Unless you need something. Or unless I feel like you have it in your heart that one day you're going to say hi. Please don't get me wrong. I love my family. But they don't hold that space for me of, I know that they are going to call me on my birthday. I know they're not. One of them did, my sister, and normally she doesn't call me till either the next day or at the end of the day. That sister, but she, I guess, remembered or saw or whatever, but she called me early in the morning. Was I expecting it? Absolutely not. This is the honest truth. This is my life. I only have one birthday. And I know this is my selfish way, and I'm saying this is me. I don't celebrate Christmas with my family. So the majority of the time I spend it with myself. By myself, cooking for myself, celebrating it on my own. And I've done that for years. Thanksgiving, they don't invite. 4th of July, Juneteenth, whatever it is, they don't invite. So I've learned to be in my own space. I moved back to San Antonio because I thought it's going to be different. The way I felt this birthday, I felt like I was living in a different city already. Like, I didn't get to see them because there's distance. I didn't get to spend time with them. I'm sure they're going to say whatever. One of them already, we hung out because once I forgive, I forgive. She gave me the space to be angry with her and allow me to share my words with her. It doesn't change the dynamic. It doesn't mean I hate her. No. It means that I was hurt and you let me share my space and you let me share the words that I was feeling. And she knows I don't hate her. I don't hate any of them, really. I don't hate any of them. I'm hurt and I don't know how to approach it. Maybe it's my fault for putting the responsibility onto them. Because my family didn't do it, I thought one of those three, for sure, one of the three, was going to put me in the equation and decide that I am worthy of something simple. I'm worthy of the space to say, I thought of you. And just FYI, here's a piece of cake. You know, my grandmother, I grew up really poor. Or I just say poor. We didn't have a lot. The one thing my grandma did, and she always did, is gave me a cake. And she didn't do what my mom did. My mom would walk me the day of my birthday at HEB and tell me, pick your birthday cake. Even though they were all flags. Or she would just pick out the cake and then take it to me. My grandmother would at least give me the decency to choose and say, here, this is what's your favorite cake? Here it is. And that's what I got. And I think they understand now that it's a small gesture. If any big ticket items, I got it. I'll buy it. I want a TV, I'll get it. I want a speaker, I'll get it. I want headphones, I'll get it. That to me is my responsibility. Phone, all that good stuff. Those are mine. I never carry that burden to them to tell them, give me that. I want that expensive. Even when I want something expensive, for example, there's a cologne that I usually use and that's it. That cologne is $100 and something. To me, that's pricey. I'll tell them, hey, I want this cologne. Can you kind of give me something for that? Even if it's $20 each, that's closer. So then I would feel, oh, okay, I can pay the difference. But I would at least express it if you gave me the opportunity. Like, hey, this is whatever I want. But I remember one year, and I know it's a lot of obligation because her and I did, like this best friend, her and I buy each other stuff. Because it doesn't come with, remember when I got you this, I did this for you. And her and I get each other gifts. Because I know that I didn't grow up throwing it in somebody else's face. And that's what I'm starting to do. Because I hate having to feel like I have to do this to make sure I acknowledge you. It doesn't feel honest. It doesn't feel authentic. One year I told a best friend of mine, I want muscle shirts. And she was like, no, you don't. I'm not getting you that. But that's what I sincerely wanted. I wanted muscle shirts and socks. And she was like, I'm not getting you muscle shirts and socks. But I was asking you for them. You asked me what I wanted. And that's what I wanted. Even the gift of that wasn't extravagant at the time. It never has been. I've chosen throughout my life, like had nice dinners, things like that, nice parties. Yes, I've done that. Yes, you had to pay for your own dinner. Absolutely. But at the end of it all, I will ask you for the simplest of gifts because I don't want you to feel obligated and I don't want you to feel pressured to get me something extravagant and think that's what I want every single time. Absolutely not. When I spend time with my best friends, I want it to be with them. I want to be present with them. I want to share moments. There are two best friends that we drive around and we could just eat like a raspa which is stone cone, or we'll get an ice cream and we drive around the neighborhood and we talk. And that to me is priceless. Nobody will compare to it. Nothing will compare to that. But if you could do that on the days that aren't my birthday, Why isn't my birthday important enough for you to understand that I want to spend time with you and that you mean the world to me? And I deserve to be acknowledged. I was so angry on the day of it that I was like, I'm done with all three of them. I'm breaking up with them. That's how I felt. Because that's how angry I got. That's how much anger inside my heart I was ready to give. Because you couldn't do the simplest of things. Even if you didn't have money. Show up. Sit there with me. Talk with me. Reminisce about the past. Tell me about, let's talk. And that to me is what I was trying to convey. Is I'm not asking you for expensive items. I'm not even asking you for items. It's the time that I wanted. And you couldn't do that. I know I'm repeating and doing all this good stuff. It's because my heart feels heavy when things like this happen. I'm usually the one forgiving. I'm usually the one apologizing. Because you don't know how to say the words to me, I'm sorry. That tells me I'm not worthy and I'm not special enough for you to put your wall down and tell me and acknowledge me. To tell me I'm sorry. People, there's a best friend that thinks, that's her perspective. She thinks strength comes from holding it in and being strong. I could be strong for them. She thinks that to me is strength. She thinks she's strong, that she was raised with strength. But the reality is, I don't think she's strong. Not the way I am. And the reason I say it is because I can at least tell you I'm hurting. And that takes strength. To tell you I'm hurting. You hurt my heart. You messed up. And let me explain what I mean. And then to me, because you're releasing the pain. But somebody who's saying, I'm strong. I'm going to hold my emotions in. God, I'm so strong. No, I don't think you're strong. I think you've learned to cope with abuse and heartache, and you hold it and you hold it and you hold it in. And you hold it in so hard and so tight that it'll explode one day. I'm not like that. I'm not carrying it for that long of a burden because I don't think that's fair for me. Strength comes from telling each other, I'm okay, but I'm also not okay too. That's the reality of life, is the people around you, you should be able to tell them, I fucked up. I'm sorry. But the one thing I've always said to all three of them is not all three, two of them, is I will not be the only one apologizing. I won't do it. You took me for so many years and you tell me that you love me. Tell me I'm sorry. Acknowledge that you did hurt my heart. Acknowledge that. Because my heart is red. That's all it wants. It wants to feel like I matter to you. And in those moments, when I'm saying you fucked up, you hurt my heart, say, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. And it's that simple that I would be able to release it. But the longer you go on and you can't apologize, that to me means I don't mean anything to you. means that my importance to you is not a huge factor. So what's the point? I say it to you guys because I had to carry this entire time. And part of me wants to be angry, but I'm no longer angry. I'm hurt. I'm not angry. I don't want to move backwards when it comes to my relationships. And I always feel like I'm making an effort. Even when I can't show up, I try my best to say, I love you. What do I need to do? How do I show you? When I get back, I will do something for you. Something. The truth is, I'm scared because I have a lot of obstacles coming along my way when it comes to auditioning and being in TV shows and movies and so forth. I know that I have a lot of obstacles coming my way, good or bad. But I can't do it without a solid foundation. And that's me trying to tell them, we need to fix it, because if this is too hard for you to acknowledge now, how are you going to be able to hold me and lift me up when something bigger happens? And I think this is why, because I'm just venting. I feel like this is my chance to vent with you all, because I feel safe to know that there's support behind this somewhere. I don't know how else to express it, but my birthday wasn't that great. I felt lonely. I felt like I was out of town, where I didn't have friends surrounding me, celebrating. I didn't have that. The people that I want the most are present and here in the same city with me. But I'm starting to forgive because I need to move forward. I say that I expect to be forgiven one day. And this is why I forgive them, because one day I want to be forgiven for something that I'm going to do. And I fuck up. With these 3 girls, I always fuck up. I'm either doing something wrong with them, don't give them enough time, I don't put them first, or I acknowledge that I have my own life as well. It gets extremely, what they don't understand is I'm only one person, right? And I'm gonna mess up. And I'll tell them, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I messed up. But I'm only one person. Tell me what I did wrong, so then I can at least move forward. I don't know what I did if we can't talk. I think this is why I had to release it, because it's eating me up. And it's not letting me focus, and it's not letting me move forward. I can't have a good, happy life if I stay miserable and I stay angry. I'm not angry. I'm hurt. There's a difference. Do I love them? Absolutely. Do I think that I'll move forward with them? Absolutely. In whatever that means. But I don't know. Thank you for listening, by the way. Thank you for being present. Let me just also say that this is sponsored by Magia Coffee. I'm sorry that this is heavy. Magia Coffee really does take care of me. Get your discount code with Osena Juan 15. 20, sorry. Osena Juan 20. Is it 20 or 15? Sorry. One of those. I'll check to see, but I'll put it on the descriptions and I'll put the discounts and all that good stuff. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for listening. Dame un besito. I gotta go. Bye.